This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast, and we're going to bring it to you. You got Brandon Aiyuk walking around training camp and trying to see if he could get it done. You know, John Lynch, I'll tell you something here, folks, with John Lynch and what he's doing and what he's got to do between him and Kyle Shanahan, they got to right the ship. And, folks, here, let me put it to you a little bit differently. Okay, I'm Money Mike Walker, but I come from the NFL, and I've got the press credential, and I'm going to break this down to you for this year, okay, what the 49ers got going and what they're trying to do. So as we get into this, you look at Kyle. Okay, Kyle's not all business. Okay, the ship has got to run. Okay, so when we get in there and Kyle's breaking down what he needs and how's it going to change and how's it going to change the way the 49ers do business, I'll tell you what's going on. It's going to bring Brandon Aiyuk into camp. Okay, you talk about Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall's not the one. Okay, as I told you before, the one for the San Francisco 49ers is going to be Danny Gray. Okay, Danny Gray is a big-time receiver, okay, that's been injured the last couple years. Now, Danny Gray can take the top off the defense. I'm talking 4.3 speed. Now, he's catching balls. Okay, and one thing I know about Brandon Aiyuk is a competitor. And when you look at what Brandon Aiyuk is trying to do, and they get in there and him and John, they're walking around, and John's basically letting them know this is where we're at. Okay, we don't have wiggle room. And here's the deal, because it doesn't matter with the big dog here, okay? He's a vet, Hall of Famer, first ballot, and he just taking a little rest. So when you look at Big Trent, they understand it, and they're going to take care of that pretty easy. Because what Trent does for the 49ers, nobody else can do, okay? And you got to be able to know how to play it. You got to be able to know how to time it out, and you got to lead it out, and that's what Big Trent does. So there's no confusion. I mean, we got an all-pro here, Hall of Famer, first ballot, one of the best to ever play the game. And so we honor that, okay, for the big fella. But let's get back to business, okay? When you get here, and you talking about Brandon Aiyuk, that's a competitor, folks. And I bet money he ain't going to be on the sideline willing to accept and watching Danny Gray shine. Because in football, next man up really does mean next man up. And when you get to Brandon Aiyuk, there can only be two things that's happening here, folks. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We are powered up by Fanatics, and this is the 49ers Report. We're going to take you behind the scenes. But here's what you got. John's where he is. They can walk and talk as long as you want them to walk and talk. The other thing about it is Brandon Aiyuk's got to accept the fact if he wants to be a 49er, and he does. But the deal is we are where we are, okay? And the way it works is leverage just isn't there this year. The leverage is not there. Next year, I mean, he can play through this year and next year, have a great year this year. Next year, the franchise tag is going to cost them a little bit more money. Okay, so when the 49ers, you look at it and what are they trying to do and how they're going to do it, they understand it's a business. As you heard Kyle tell you, it's a business. Okay, there's no wiggle room in this game. Okay, we're one game away from the Super Bowl, and I'll tell you what, Kyle Shanahan loves Danny Gray. Okay, so when you talk about a ball player, that's a shot. You talk about a ball player that could play this game, I'm going to be straight up, folks. You don't keep a wide receiver around for 3 years if there's not something in him. And I tell you this, Kyle knows there's something in Danny Gray, and they're going to bring it out. And if Danny Gray stays healthy, this is the man, 4.3 speed, get him up, catch it in the slot, get it up, and take it to the house. And you can't, I love him. I'm going to give it to you before it happens. He's going to rip through the camp if he stays healthy. There's no doubt about it. So you just have to understand that with Brandon, man, it is what it is. It's not going to change, and sometimes things get a little goofy. Okay, that's how way it works. But the NFL is a business. Okay, you are structured into a salary, and the leverage is we got Brandon really for 2 more years if we wanted it, because you got this year as the final year, the 5th-year option. Next thing you know, you got the franchise tag, and then you got it together. You franchise him next year as a wide receiver in the market where it is, Brandon Aiyuk's going to make a lot of money. Okay, so this is what we do, and this is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast, and what we always tell you, we're going to stand behind it, and we always let you know it's my opinion, but if I give you the facts before it happens, man, oh man, Understand what I'm saying? If it's my opinion and I give you the truth, then I've given you the facts before they've happened. And that's what's going on in 49er land. So when you bounce around it, it's all business. We're one game away in the game, and John understands it. Okay? He understands it. He's won Super Bowls. Tampa Bay, Denver. He understands the process. So we're going to get it done. We are the San Francisco 49ers, and we are the America's team, and we're going to march down the drum. Now, here's the deal. Okay, I don't care how good you get. Michael Jordan took away a lot of championships from guys who played in the NBA that was well-deserved. We got to figure out how to get by, okay, Patrick Mahomes, okay, because as long as Andy Reid is standing there and we got the 49er back to the Bill Walsh tree, we're West Coast, they're West Coast, their quarterback outperforms, but Brock Purdy's ready to shine. So we got it. This is, and you're going to look to the heavens which cometh the help. But let's play football. This is the San Francisco 49ers. We are America's team, and we are about to shine. And this is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're going to tell you all things are possible to those who believe because we understand we're one game away. We'll see you soon.